vivo y fuerte presenta el picador contra el nerdo loco y internacional fenómeno. ¡Ataca the show!
They're going to start running their back promo like every other day.
Hey, everybody!
What's going on, television land? Welcome to Attack of the Show. TV's only source supposed to care about. I'm Kevin Pereira, and now I'm finally with Miss Olivia Munn.
I missed you.
Happy New Year. I mean, I know we did one, but we really didn't do one.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
Welcome to 2010.
All right.
Did we do that
Are we still
already?
just tipping it in 2010, or we get
On the show today, we need an internet archaeologist to help with the internet mystery of Dwight David Honeycutt. This video is awesome. He's running for school board, and you're going to see his campaign video that shares way too much information in around the net.
I love that video. Even watching the preview, I'm like, yeah.
It's a great video.
It's a brilliant video.
Plus, in another installment of Hayslip's Paid Vacations, she'll take us to Ocean World Manly in Australia to swim with the sharks.
Oi! Oi, governor! No, not governor.
Governor.
Then the loop looks at the troubled life of poor Peter Parker. Yeah, Sony's Spider-Man sequel swung into a wall and it's dead. But a 2012 reboot is being hatched, and we'll discuss the situation with the experts. And finally, Stevie Tuesday, everybody! Chris Gore will be here. We're going to play Buy, Rent, or Pass with the Hurt Locker, Pandorum, and Moon.
You know who's in Pandorum? That guy that's in that one movie.
Oh, he's in that other movie.
Yeah,
He was so good in that movie.
Hey, inside joke. Who likes web videos?
All right, I'm cool with them, I guess. So,
Going around the net?
you're like an IMDb with better hair. You're welcome.
Hey! Paul Bunyan!
Yeah. Hey, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah!
Whoops.
As it stands now, the current score is Tree 76, Sheds 12.
Yeah. But hard to fault him. I mean, that redneck is usually, used to like just using the chainsaw to terrify neighbors. So when he actually used it on a tree, get away from my meth tub!
That's money.
That's my rusted LeBaron. Yeah.
LeBaron?
I put it in the front yard.
I think my family has a LeBaron.
Of course they do. Next to their half in the ground, half out of the ground pool.
It's my mom's halfway pool. It's too expensive to put it all the way in the ground, and then too cheap to put it just above the ground. So we do it in between.
And the halfway.
It's Miss Kim's pool. It's my halfway pool.
You only encourage. Now the truth is,
She has grapes on the front yard too that hang
What?
over the fence. She
like
has
fake,
grapes.
fake plastic grapes, like
They're
the rubber
real
ones.
grapes. And she lives on a busy street, and people pass by. There's just like my little Asian mom with a big old hat picking grapes on the side of the road.
Does she just eat them? Does she make juices? Does she throw them in the pool?
They're too sour to eat. She just grows them to grow them.
Really?
Yeah.
Just growing to grow.
That's all you need to know about
That's it. We got
anything.
it. We got it. Speaking of
Detour.
not knowing anything about anything, the truth is that this number 4 item, we don't know what it
Yes.
is, but we sure do like it.
This might be the best video I've seen in a long time. Here is Dwight David Honeycutt's campaign ad for the school board of the town of Conway. He shares lots of information with you. All of it, just so you know, is fake.
I'm strong like a bear. I can lift 100 pounds right up over my head. I can palm a basketball. And I love other cultures. ¿Dónde está el baño? I can fly any plane on demand. I don't recycle.
Anything else?
I made out with a dude. I love my country so much. There's a bald eagle right here. I'd it.
Honestly, if Dwight David Honeycutt ran your school, gang violence and low test scores would probably be the least of your problems.
You know, kids have to learn about creepy weirdos sometimes.
Yeah. The billboard out front is like, bake sale on Friday, and then it just turns into Amber Alerts left and right. That's it.
I wish I smoked at that one, just for that one moment, to be like, what did he say?
Do you want a candy cigarette?
Do you have candy cigarettes?
We can get candy cigarettes.
Can we?
We can make one.
Oh, all PAs are going, stop asking for crap.
Okay. Here we go.
I just asked for chocolate milk before the show, and now they're like, now what does she want?
Yeah, what's with the chocolate milk?
Oh, it's good for my tummy.
No, you're having weird, like, pregnant craving. Oh.
It's not even funny, Kevin.
Yes, it is.
Not even funny. Sit down, bloggers. It's not happening. Today's number 3 item.
What, like bloggers are active? Oh, sit down. Oh, good, I was getting winded. I spun around in the air on too quick. Oh, you got the kick. Oh, yeah, really.
First kick.
Send him to the Rite Aid.
Kick me in the stomach.
We got a little camel.
Anybody see a flight of stairs I can throw myself down? So today's number 3 item has been harvested from the monologues of some of last night's late night talk shows: The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien, The Jay Leno Show, and Late Night with David Letterman.
Yeah, and as you should know, because yesterday's loop was all about it, right? You watched that, right? Cool.
Saw it. It was great.
Thanks. The late night landscape is up in the air due to some potential rescheduling, and as you'd expect, the late night hosts aren't exactly keeping quiet about it.
Big local story this weekend. No one was seriously hurt, but this is true. A 6.5 earthquake hit California. Did you know that? True story, yeah. The earthquake was so powerful it knocked Jay Leno's show from 10 o'clock to 11:35. What the hell happened there?
NBC said they wanted drama at 10. Now they got it.
Yeah, I need some air filters. When you get out of... Can you get me some air filters, Mavis? I'll be under the car all day.
I'm a little worried about Conan. I'm not worried about Jay. He'll land on his chin. He always does.
Everybody now wants to know what my plans are. Everyone's asking me. All I can say is I plan to continue putting on a great show night after night while stealing as many office supplies as humanly possible.
I take pride in one thing. I leave NBC Primetime the same way I found it, a complete disaster. So that's
as you may or may not know, Comcast, our parent company, is involved with NBC in some sort of way. Well, will be in the near future. It's been announced. So we really shouldn't comment at all on the situation.
No, I just think, I just think everyone's doing a great job all together.
Really?
I think Jay is top notch.
Win-win,
right,
no matter what. The late night landscape is just fun to watch.
I love office supplies
Isn't
in
it?
general.
Phenomenal stuff.
And I just think, everyone's having a good time entertaining people.
Go Conan. Giggle. I bet, Dwight David Honeycutt, he might have some good insight into this whole situation.
What do you think? Can we check in with
Let's
him?
go. Yeah, Dwight,
hey,
what's
Dwight,
up?
what do you think?
Okay.
Wow.
Everybody's for Conan. Everybody's for Conan.
You're for Conan?
What? Oh. Yeah, you know what? Yes, I'm for Conan.
Team Conan.
Look, as much as I love watching Tim Allen drive a green car. Yeah, thank you. They did that on Leno, by the way.
Oh, I know.
I was actually watching Conveyor Belt of Love and just switching back and forth, and then I was like, Conveyor Belt of Love it is. Now, America has been living the renewed late night wars. Well, we've been living through that for about a day now. It's been a tough day.
One day. It's been hard.
Yeah, but it's tough. We're getting through it. We're gonna get to the other side.
I got my shirt.
Just wanted to touch you. We're doing it for days now. But the news was actually a little slower to reach the Führer deep in his bunker. He,
yes.
was a little delayed there.
Yes. Now, Bruno Ganz's portrayal of Adolf Hitler and downfall can always be counted on to take unexpected news poorly. So it goes without saying that Hitler was very unhappy when told about NBC's Late Night Shuffle.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer schickt Sie? Das hier ist Wagen! Weit ist das angekommen. Herr Führer, ich kann nicht zulassen, dass die Soldaten, die für Sie verpflichtet, Feiglinge, Verräter, Versager! Herr Führer, was Sie da sagen, ist ungeheuerlich. Die Generalität ist das Geschmeiß des deutschen Volkes. Sie ist ohne Ehre!
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the weird thing is, I thought, Hitler would be a Leno man.
Well, even inhuman monsters have lines they don't cross,
Okay.
Kevin.
True.
They don't cross them.
I understand. Team Conan!
Our number one belongs to a real cop.
What she said.
We are friends.
I'm not friends with people who drink chocolate milk before live television.
Then we're not friends.
Oh, hey, we are back. Sorry. Hi, what's up? Hey, all right.
Yeah. Today's number one item is a new look at what may be the first big viral video star of 2010, the death metal rooster.
Oh, yeah. Last week we showed you the original clip of the rooster, and he was screaming over the band Nickelback, improving the music quality, of course. But now the internet has improved the bird yet again by combining it with some original eardrum-shattering death metal from the band Talanus?
The rooster just might have a career in show business. I really just hope he gets a deal before someone else comes in and steals that.
Yeah. Well, I think he'd better hurry up because he's actually already inspired one restaurant chain, believe it or not, to update their menu and their image.
What?
It's true. Well, howdy. I'm Colonel Duck Bucket, founder of Bucket of Ducks, home of the Duck Bucket. What do you think, huh? How you like my new threads? Well, now that all the kids are going crazy for that heavy metal rooster, Duck Bucket's keeping up with the times by introducing our new Devil Duck promotion. For a limited time only, all Duck Bucket ducks will be sacrificed on a stone slab in service to Beelzebub, the Lord of all flies. Then they're deep fried in the Duck Bucket batter you know and love, and topped with a delicious lamb's blood glaze that'll make you lick your Mephistopheles. Oh, that's not all. Try one of our new Headbangers Duck Sticks. Each delicious duck part comes with its own sexy piercing that you can take out and stick in your own face holes, you freaks. Whether you're down with Leviathan, Asmodeus, or Berith, bestower of false dignity, we can all agree these duck sticks kick some serious ace. So get them now, only at a Bucket of Ducks. Remember, if it walks like a duck and sounds like a duck, well, sacrifice it for Satan. Indeed. Ever since the news of Balloon Boy, everyone and their dad wants to float up into the open sky. Although we can't teach you how to fly just yet, we can show you how to create a levitating airship. And it's all thanks to science. No, it's not a flying saucer. It's called an Ionocraft, also known as a lifter. It's a propulsion device that can levitate without any combustion or moving parts. Instead, it uses the energy from electrical wires with an extremely high voltage to keep it up in the air. In its simplest form, the lifter takes the shape of a triangle. On one side, a piece of copper wire is connected to the positive terminal of an electrical conductor. The other side of the wire is connected to the negative side, and the frame is held together with aluminum foil. The foil is called a collector because it collects the charge from the conductor and carries over its oxygen ions through the wire. The gap within the triangular structure is crucial because it provides for air to flow freely between the two wires, which allows for more oxygen ions to flow through as well. When the conductor is turned on, the lifter begins to levitate. And the higher the voltage, the higher it will lift. Pretty impressive, right? Well, here's how it works. It's a special case of ionization. Since the electrical energy from the conductor is sending a positive signal to the wire and a negative signal to the foil, the conflicting charges causes the parallel electrodes to release oxygen and nitrogen ions. This results in an electrical thrust that lifts the structure off the ground. That's why it's called an ion-propelled aircraft, because it's thrust from the ions that's making it levitate, and not anti-gravity. In the world of mechanics, Ionocrafts are used as thrusters inside of spacecrafts to help them propel without any fire. So yeah, it's no jetpack or magical air balloon. But the next time someone asks you about levitation, you can tell them what's up. And it's all thanks to science. I don't know. The Ionocraft sounds like something that like Vince Offer is going to sell or club a prostitute with, you know. Allegedly. Allegedly. He's a biter, not a clubber. That's why I'm saying allegedly. Allegedly.
Hey, let's move on. It's a viewer requested Gadgetron.
Oh, okay.
The Walkman is coming back.
Oh, sweet. Let me go get my hammer pants. Sony is bringing its classic Walkman series back to the big time with the new X Series MP3 player. Not only does it play music just like other Walkmen, but with Wi-Fi and a 3-inch OLED touchscreen, managing your media and surfing the web is a breeze. Plus, with up to 33 hours of battery life, you can finally throw away that Discman and pack up the X Series for $260. Olivia, look, I don't know if you saw the way you have to hand model this apparently, but here. There we go. Why don't you use it now?
Okay, so here it is. This is the Walkman. It is not as sleek as the Zune or Zune HD or the iPod Touch, but it is still pretty small.
That's a nice size.
0.4 inches thick, weighs about 3.5 ounces,
which is hilarious because the conversion is just the ounce to...
Every time I say thick, it makes me laugh, and then this time I try to push through it.
Because of Alan Thick or because of a Wangus? Yeah, you think the Wangus, huh?
I think of a penis.
I got it.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I know why, but all right.
Sorry.
It's just under 4 inches tall, too. I don't know if you know about that one.
It means it fits into your pocket easily.
Yeah. Hooks to the left a bit.
It has the smallest screen, 3 inches among the 3 players, so is it a huge...
A huge problem? No, it'll be all right. This thing has an OLED display. It's extremely bright and clear. The thing about at first I felt it, I was like, how do you describe the texture of this? They wanted it to feel like a geode. I said it feels like a sample for like a Sundance spa.
It does.
Like how the spa is going to feel on the inside of it.
It's nice because there's some...
Yeah,
just in case some grip.
Yeah, it's just a little on the weird side. But overall, the look and feel is nice. I like that there's a dedicated noise canceling slider on the side. I like the big hold button on the back so you can easily access it from your pocket. Dedicated controls on top are a cool touch, except they have 3 of them, and this could have probably been accomplished with 1 button, similar to what people are doing with like Apple's doing with the iPhone clickers on the earbuds. But still cool that you can slide in your pocket and control without having to take it out.
Now, is the touchscreen interface, is it just as engaging and easy to use as the iPod or the Zune?
No. I mean, yes and no. I mean, the touchscreen itself...
pretty simple.
The touchscreen itself works very, very well. I'll give it that. It's very accurate.
You see that glitch, like little black flash that comes in when you...
It's just so fast, you know? It's a Sony feature. There's tapping and scrolling. There's no multi-touch, of course. But the interface is boring as sin. So when you said, is it engaging? Well... Yeah, it's fun to touch, but you don't want to touch it necessarily. You're staring at a lot of gray icons. Sometimes you'll find yourself deep in menus, which is a problem, I think, with a lot of Sony products. There's no accelerometer, so you can't resize pictures or flip, as you can see there. And their version of CoverFlow, it's interesting. But overall, the interface is not as fun as the Zunes or as simple as the iPod, so I think they missed the mark there a little bit.
Well, it has most of the features that we get from all the other ones, so do they work as well as they should?
For the most part. It has Wi-Fi, it has its own browser, but it's very minimal. Entering a web address, as you can see, it's kind of a pain. They give you the alphanumeric keypad, like an old Nokia cell phone, yeah. The Slacker radio app, which is kind of cool, allows you to refresh your stations through Wi-Fi, but then you can take all that music with you, even if you're not near a hotspot. So that's nice. You can get into one, refresh, grab some new tunes, and then move on. You can subscribe to podcasts. You can refresh those as well without connecting to a computer. There's a YouTube player, FM radio. You can look at your pictures and video. And again, there's noise-canceling technology, which is sweet. It's built in, but you have to use it with their noise-canceling headphones.
Oh.
So that means the audio
just good
quality is
business.
terrific. Yeah, it's good business for Sony, but not for anybody else who enjoys using their own earbuds that they've grown accustomed to. So that's going to be a problem for those that like dedicated earbuds.
All right, so here's the biggest problem. It's $260 for 16 gigs. $340 for 32 gigs. $340.
Downtrodden crowd. It's so beat down. Oh, that is true. Oh, that is a shame.
But it is. I mean, considering, okay, it's really pricey considering Zune HD is only $280. The iPod is $300. It's the iPod, so is it worth it?
Here's the thing. My biggest gripe right now is that there's zero applications. Zune HD and the iPod or iPod Touch, they all offer applications so that you can actually expand the usage of your device. Maybe they'll add that with firmware, but right now this is all you have, and this is all you're going to have. So I guess it really depends on if you want excellent audio quality over lots of features, if that's the most important thing. Look, the Walkman cannot match the content of the Zune or the iPod, but it does sound better than both of them. So if that's the super important thing.
So you've got the audio.
Yeah. So because of that, for rating-wise, let me tell you what that is. Design and features are solid, but the price is still too high. We're giving it 3 out of 5. There you have it.
3 is good because it's too expensive, but the audio is there.
Yeah, audio is definitely there. So if you're an audiophile, go with the Walkman.
All right.
All right, still ahead. Peter Parker's going back to high school, everybody. The Spider-Man franchise is getting a full reboot with a new cast and director, so find out what this means for the web-slinger in the loop.
Then Allison Hayslip goes swimming with sharks by choice. She did not make her walk a plank this time. And later, Chris Gore is here, which can only mean one of two things: sexual harassment training or TV Tuesday. We'll review the Hurt Locker, Pandorum, and Moon. Stick around.
I think it's about time we get informed, about things and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, that's why we have Allison Hayslip here.
Oh.
So I'm here. Thanks, guys. All right, let's start the feed. Hey, I'm Allison Hayslip, and here are your top stories. The late-night television shakeup continues. Today, Conan O'Brien issued a statement regarding NBC's decision to shift the Tonight Show to 12:05. In it, O'Brien said that he is not willing to participate in the destruction of the franchise by hosting The Tonight Show in a later time slot. He also stated that he has not received any offers from other networks so far and has left his future in television open to speculation. Oh, and he also ended the statement by apologizing for his hair. So, you got that. It appears the fine print just got a little finer with Google's new phone. Careful study of the Nexus 1 terms of sale has revealed a fairly sticky detail. When you buy a subsidized Nexus 1 through your carrier, then cancel your account, not only do you have to pay an early termination fee to your carrier, you also have to pay a little something to Google. Depending on your provider's contract, total termination fees could top $550. And that's $20 more than the phone costs unlocked. However, the fee will not be charged if the phone is returned within 14 days. And as if they didn't have enough money already, Google has just filed a patent claiming real estate in panoramic or 3D mapping environments for advertising. This would allow them to automatically cut out billboards shown in Google Street View and replace them with their own up-to-date ads. Yeah, theoretically, this would be done in agreement with whoever owns the physical space, but it's feared that Google could soon start placing virtual ads on other people's property without their permission. So maybe it's time to rethink constructing that billboard in the front of your house for the next time the Google van drives by. And finally, stoners rejoice! Waiting for you on this, Kevin.
Huh?
Never mind.
What?
A California Assembly committee has voted 4-3 to legalize marijuana for non-medical use. Oh, there he is. There we go. We just needed the walk by. The new bill, AB 390, would place a $50 tax on every ounce of marijuana sold and would legalize the drug for anyone 21 years of age or older. The measure moves next to the Health Committee for approval, despite the dire warnings of police chiefs and prosecutors who claim that legalization of the drug will lead to an increase in slow-moving, poorly executed crime. I'm Allison Hayslip, and you've just been fed.
Yeah.
Now we will go back to Kevin and Olivia.
Thank you, Allison.
Actually, I want to go back to you real quick. I heard you went to Australia.
I did.
And got G4 to pay for it.
Yeah, company dime.
Totally did. But it's not as awesome as it sounds. I actually had to go swimming with sharks to do it.
That sounds actually really awesome.
I disagree.
Yeah.
What kind of sharks are you swimming with?
Okay, I'll be honest. They were only like 12 feet long gray nurse sharks. But they were freaking sharks, people!
Oh, okay.
I'm here at Australia's own Ocean World Manly to do the most touristy thing that I can think of. Jump into a giant tank full of sharks before feeding time. What is this tank that we're about to dive in?
We're about to dive in the oceanarium at Ocean World Manly. Okay, it's a big simulated ocean environment with sharks, massive stingrays, and millions of fish. Our sharks are endangered sharks. The biggest shark that we have are grey nurse sharks. I'm about to teach you that not all sharks are bad.
Okay.
All right, even the big, scary-looking ones may not actually be that bad.
What do you think the biggest myth is when it comes to sharks?
That they eat people. Around the world, scientists say there's an average of about 10 fatal shark attacks on humans every year. The thing about sharks is they live in the ocean. If you're not a fish, you're not food for the sharks. Megalodon sharks. These guys were prehistoric sharks that did grow to be over 10 metres long, they say. About as big as a whale shark or a bus. Being that these guys did live over 400 million years ago, sharks, their relatives, are still alive today. So sharks, as a species of animals, are actually living dinosaurs. These sharks, the sharks we're diving with today, grey nurse sharks, they only have holding tooth. That means that their teeth can't tear through larger animals. They can only eat what they swallow whole. Whereas a shark like a great white shark or a tiger shark, they actually have serrated teeth. Those teeth enable the shark to actually attack a larger animal like a seal, a dolphin or a whale. So when we start, we'll go for a walk through this section with these three sharks.
3 times thicker than any standard waterwear, this wetsuit may keep me dry, but it ain't shark-proof. One bite, and I'm a goner.
So, Alison, what I want you to do is I want you to hold up, just drop the regulator, I want you to hold up all your fingers like this. Okay, you've got all 10. This is just for insurance. We count your fingers before you go in, right?
Below the equator, things underwater behave, well, differently. But they are just as deadly, even in reverse. The sharks themselves are like underwater canines, only much bigger and lightning fast. And with a few close encounters, I realized how easy it would be for them to rip me to shreds. I didn't get eaten! I wasn't scary at all. I think the sharks peed when I got in the pool. Ew, a swimming shark pee. One of the most impressive things I saw today was a shark trash can.
Someday, DV Doomsday will be called Streamy Doomsday. Oh. Think about it, people. Streamy Doomsday. Got it. Right? Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Yes, I survived AEE, folks.
Yes, you survived.
+5 dexterity.
Yeah.
I got a little extra from being in Vegas.
Did you see CES at all?
No. That's where they have electronics.
Yeah, the boobs on the other side.
Yes, I was there.
Okay, so what's our first DVD today?
First DVD we have is The Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker. We had Jeremy Renner on our show. This film, it seems to be the front runner for Best Picture and Best Director of the year. What did you make of it? I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's amazing. Here's what I love about this film, of course, about the guys who, dismantle these bombs.
Yeah.
It's not about Iraq. It's an Iraq war movie, but it's not preachy. It's not trying to say, oh, it's against war, because pretty much all war movies are against war except for one. Yeah. Star Wars is pro-war, because if there were lightsabers, that'd be really fun. You'd be more pro-war if you had a lightsaber, wouldn't you?
I would start wars.
Yeah. But Hurt Locker, first of all, the performances, just everything about it is so good.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
It was
really amazing.
Great. Well, what about the extras?
Well, I gotta say, kind of thin on the extras. There's a little behind the scenes, and then there's a commentary with the director, Catherine Bigelow, and the screenwriter, and that's it. So it's a little thin, I gotta say.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, I guess, well, it'd be interesting to see some extra stuff on the behind the scenes. It would have been extra. There's a lot of extra stuff you could have put on it, I guess.
mean, definitely.
So it was a great movie. Everyone should see it. Should we be buying it? What's your bottom line?
You know what? Don't buy this version of it. Rent this one to see it, because it is one of the best films of the year. Hold out. Post-Oscars, there's going to be a new version, trust me.
There's got to be lots of extras.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what's up next?
Pandorum.
Pandorum. Okay, sci-fi thriller. Look at that. What is this movie about? There's a guy with a guy in it.
Well, basically, it's actually, in a way, it's somewhat like Avatar in the sense that Earth is dying and they have to repopulate and go to another planet. So they head off to this other planet with about 5,000 people, and they wake up and they're still in space. They haven't arrived at the planet yet, and these creatures, people are being killed. It's mass chaos, and they really have no idea what's going on after coming out of hypersleep. It's a great thriller, and what's amazing is I would compare it to the original Alien, directed by Ridley Scott. It's very dark, where you can't see what's going on, but in a good way.
So are there extras that stand out?
Yeah, there's commentary track that's amazing, behind the scenes, deleted scenes, alternate scenes. I mean, I love the fact that they really created this whole world inside this spaceship that's been around, for hundreds of years. They realize, they wake up and they realize, we've been asleep for hundreds of years. What's been going on? Did we miss the planet? Where are we? Great thriller, great thriller.
So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line, strong recommendation to rent it, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else is new this week? Anything else?
Another sci-fi film, Moon.
Moon. Yeah, everyone's excited about this. It's another thriller set in space. How is this different from the last one?
Well, the cast is a lot smaller. It's basically Sam Rockwell, and the basic story
is... David Bowie's son?
No, David Bowie's son, Duncan Jones, directed the film.
This,
but it's interesting, it was financed by Sting's wife. I have no idea.
Sure.
Do they have dinner parties? Do they get together and say, let's make a movie for $5 million?
Well, yeah,
that's how it happens.
That's how famous people hang out.
Yeah, but Sam Rockwell is this miner. His 3-year contract's almost done, and he rescues a guy. It's him! What's going on? Very, very Twilight Zone, but a great science fiction.
He's a miner who goes to space to save a guy who ends up being himself.
Well, he rescues this guy, and it is actually him. So is it a clone, alternate dimension? What's going on? We don't know. We don't know. But I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it.
But you know by the end?
Watch the movie.
Watch the movie, yeah. But it's just...
I want to know now. That's interesting. So he saves himself.
Effectively, yes. It's pure sci-fi in the sense that he's grappling with what he is now facing.
Is it like Castaway, where it's just like one guy?
There's no volleyball in this one. Trust me, there's no volleyball in this.
What else happened?
Lots of stuff. Kevin Spacey.
Extras, Chris?
Oh yeah, any good extras?
Yeah, a lot of good extras. There's 2 commentary tracks, a Q&A from Sundance, and a Q&A where director Duncan Jones talks to NASA scientists about helium-3 actually being on this, the real science behind the movie, and mining helium-3 on the moon.
And how they got to Sam Rockwell.
Yes, yeah.
What's the bottom line?
Bottom line is buy this one. It is a great independent sci-fi film. Congratulations, Duncan Jones. Awesome.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Chris.
Thank you.
For more on Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. But right now, it's time to hear from just Kevin.
Just me, thanks. Yeah. Up next, we'll tell you what's going on with the relaunch of the Spider-Man series. In the loop. On February 1st, X-Play celebrates its 1,000th episode with a 6-hour celebration during a Viewer's Choice Marathon. Adam and Morgan will have star game designers and Princess Toadstool jumping from a cake. So go to G4TV.com/XPlay1000 to vote for the 10 episodes you want to see in the marathon. Spider-Man. Could Michael Cera be the next Spider-Man? This may be the case after Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire hung up their web slingers, turning the next Spider-Man film over to a new creative team. Raimi walked from Spider-Man 4 yesterday, reportedly telling the studio that he couldn't meet a summer 2011 release date and maintain the film's creative integrity. While Spider-Man fans hope that Sony will remember that with great power comes great responsibility, the studio is fast-tracking a controversial reboot that sends Peter Parker back to high school. Who are the actors and filmmakers that should be cast in Spider-Man's web? And will rebooting Spider-Man kill the franchise and quite possibly end the comic-to-film era? Face front, true believer. It's The Loop. And joining me now to help us make sense of it all, film editor for HitFlix.com, Drew McQueenie is here. And back to the show again, producer of X-Men Origins Wolverine and founder of GeekWeek.com, Jeff Katz is here, everybody. All right, let's hop into this because the internet's exploded yesterday. Spiderman was trending on the old Twitters because Sony and Sam Raimi have parted ways. What is the dirt? Who knows what? Who's been getting the My Face messages? Who's been getting texts? Who knows?
Well, you'll start from the creative sort of. You're more on the inside sort of script.
Drew, what happened? Creative differences, or does he want that 11:45 time slot?
This is a genuine case of creative differences, where I think Sam Raimi had. He had very specific ideas about what he wanted to do and where he wanted the series to go. And Sony had already been planning that after a fourth film, they were going to start over. So they already had a script ready for a reboot that would take Spider-Man back to high school. And when they kind of hit the wall with Raimi, that was it. They just pulled the plug.
Right. Well, when people hear creative differences, and the online kids, Jeff, they immediately go, well, yeah, Sam wanted to be creative, and Sony can't have that. But is that the case, or is this purely a business decision?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business. And I think that people tend to forget that, well, we've been very fortunate, particularly over the last decade, that a lot of our comic book fare has really gone a bit higher-minded. We've got better class of filmmakers on them. At the end of the day, the cost of doing business on these movies is exceptional. And Spider-Man particularly, when you get to a part 4, options run out on people. You've got to redo new deals. The price continues to go up.
You have to reinforce Kirsten Dunst's cage. Exactly. I mean, there's costs that are built in. She gets stronger and stronger by the year.
That tooth is hard to correct. But at the end of the day, you've got to also remember that when you put these movies out, production is one thing. You've got to go sell them. And the marketing cost on these films now is enough to go and finance a tentpole in and of itself. Right. So there's a lot of factors.
Well, we know that Jamie Vanderbilt, very distinguished, the writer of Zodiac, is penning the script. Should we be worried about that, Drew?
No, I don't think so. And I certainly think there's plenty of room for a high school reboot to work. Brian Bendis with The Ultimate Spider-Man has proven that that's really fertile ground if you approach it right. I just hope they're not chasing the Twilight dollar exclusively.
Right.
And it's not too emo and too ridiculous.
Because we already saw the dance sequence in 3. We don't need a High School the Musical.
It'll be a prom sequence now.
Exactly.
It'll be blown out a little bit.
I don't need Glee with friggin' spider webs. And that's what I'm worried about. But let me ask you this, Jeff. Is the reboot a big deal to the mainstream? Because, of course, as fans that grew up with comics, that grew up loving Spider-Man, as children of the internet, we feel very passionate about this. But does John Smith know who's helming the film when he goes into the theater? Does he care?
I'll be frank with you. I think to the masses it doesn't particularly matter. At the end of the day, look, we are the interconnected. We are online. We are the hardcore fans. We are the ones that are going to get most up in arms about this. But at the end of the day, let's ask. When this movie comes out, you think that they're not going to go? It's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the star of the movie when it's all said and done.
It has its own font.
Yeah,
you can't ignore it.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's incredible.
PlayStation 3 using it to great effect.
Yeah, it's working out for them.
Yeah.
Now, the director and the cast of Sony, there's signs that the film is going to be great because of that, or because of the rumors that are swirling around. But are they just rumors? We're hearing James Cameron.
It won't be James Cameron.
James
was involved years ago, and his take is just as radical as anything Raimi ever did. They're not going to look for a guy like that. They're going to look for a guy who's young, who's kind of hungry. I spoke last night with Matthew Vaughn, who directed Kick-Ass, and he said throw his name in the ring. He's desperate to do it if he could get his hands on it. I think it really depends on how willing they are to work within what Sony wants from the picture.
Well, are they going to want 3D, you think? I mean, that's the new trend.
Well,
so maybe they won't go Twilight. But
everybody's chasing that to a certain level. I happen to think that at a point in time it becomes less special if everybody's doing it, and it certainly adds to your bottom line. I think the biggest thing on the directing front is simply that. I don't think you're going to see a director with a big gross payout. I think part of what this rationale is, not having to pay a star gross, not having to pay a director gross, and going and get somebody, particularly in the Peter Parker role, that you can go and sign for 6 movies and really control your costs.
So you think it'll be a relative unknown?
I'd be stunned if it wasn't, honestly.
Really?
I think we don't know. I think the actors in high school right now probably doing good work somewhere, maybe doing indie films.
I'll throw my damn hat in the ring. No one knows who I am. Let's go.
If it was me, I would certainly go that direction.
All right. Yeah. Well, you would go my direction, you're saying.
Well, no. You're too expensive. I've seen your quote.
That is true.
It's too big.
Just the pomade alone runs deep. Now, we've heard rumors of, who's going to play Spider-Man, and people are freaking out. I've heard Michael Cera. I've heard of Zac Efron. Clearly, those are names. Do you think we might see either of those?
I don't think it'll be either of those guys. I think Sony definitely is interested in Michael Cera for other things. I've heard rumors about Ghostbusters 3, but I don't think that Spider-Man is the right... I think he's actually now at 25. He's a little old for it. I think they are looking younger. I think even a guy like Anton Yelchin, who I think has been groomed for stardom over the last few years, might age out of it before they can get to making these pictures.
What about I don't want to think too far outside the box. What about a CG Haley Joel Osment from Success? That kid is friggin' adorable. Can we just clone him when he was 9? Let's have him do every part?
Certainly a more commercial look back then than today.
Agreed,
No
agreed.
question about that.
Jeff, what's your final prediction for Spider-Man? Is it something you're going to line up to see? Is it something you're still excited for despite these rumors?
I think you're looking again at another $500 million worldwide gross. It doesn't matter who plays the guy. Spider-Man is the star of the movie. It's an international brand, and it's perennial.
Drew, should we all calm down?
I think for now, calm down. Look, if they turn around and they hire, Sean Levy or one of those guys to direct the movie, panic. Feel free to panic then.
Then we will flip a car and set it on fire.
Absolutely.
It's done. Thanks to my guests, Drew and Jeff, for joining us. Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure to have you here and keeping us in the loop. And stick around, people at home. There's more show coming up right after this. I'm still angry. No reason. Thank you, guys. For some young adults, graduating high school is one of life's greatest moments. You'd agree?
Yes, I would agree. But for most, it's simply a final reminder that high school is one of the hottest levels of hell.
Black.
No. Don't stop believing. But whatever you do, please just stop singing.
Yeah.
Stop.
I kind of almost want to have Steve Perry killed just to give him the opportunity to roll over in his grave.
Yes.
Thanks to our guests, Drew McQueenie, Jeff Katz, and of course, Christopher Gore.
Stick around, we'll have a Super Chris Hour break is going to start right now.
And seriously, go get Moon.
Get Moon.
It's really good.
He saves himself.
No, just get it. Don't spoil it.
How did that happen?
You don't even have to say that to spoil it. No.